Hello, good evening everyone, Cosmic Blur here, and tonight we are going to be playing some Megaman X. This is the Legacy Collection version of the game. This is a game that is very dear to me, and well, it's a franchise that I believe I have been playing around, it must be about 20 years or so I figured, why not give it a go. I already 100%ed both collections, and I was actually recording footage for both of them as I was playing because I wanted to do some sort of in-depth review of it all, but eventually I realized that what I like is recording gameplay and playing it back for everyone, so that plan sort of, flunked, and here I am recording everything again. And one thing that I want to point out is that I believe playing the collection must have done some kind of number on my controller, because it's not being as responsive as I swear it is, and it is throwing me off immensely. Now, you might be wondering why I'm playing, why there's like the black border around the screen. There's supposed to be some kind of screen frame that you put, but I decided not to put it because it not only gets distracting, but after playing this enough time, I sort of grew to not want to see it anymore. You see, I must have put, I'm not sure what the stats were, but I believe it was like 140 hours or so. I'm gonna correct it if I'm wrong. And after so much time of seeing that, I just sort of don't fancy it anymore. Also, it's really funny, recording this actually makes me play a little bad. They say that happens, but I'm only now becoming aware of it. Because, well, again, these are games that I've been playing all my life, and I'm kind of not doing so hot right now. So, I don't know if it's the controller, with the A button not being as responsive or what, but I'm not doing my best. Let's try and pick up the pace here. So, okay, I was wondering if it was gonna spawn for a moment there. I was a little scared. So yeah, this was a successor to the classic Mega Man series. It was released, I believe, shortly after Mega Man 7 came out on the Super Nintendo, and all in all, it came to just change the franchise forever. I mean, after this, I understand Classic and X had each, had their thing. I'm a big fan of both of them. I love both of them. But X has this fast-paced, like, really action-oriented gameplay. It's really cool. It starts picking up. Right now it's a little slow because the game wants you to adapt, but it really picks up and it becomes like an action ride further down the line. And it's something that I really like playing. So I figured, if it's something I love so much, well, I might as well record it instead of making a review of them and show it to you. So, we're gonna try and run through the entire collection and see where it gets us. Probably not gonna do it all in one episode. I mean each game in one episode. I'm good, but I'm not that good. I usually beat this game in about an hour and a half. So I'm gonna try and space it out. We're probably gonna be doing a couple episodes, about 6 or 7 of them maybe. Anyways, here is the Death Ruggamer. It is a giant airship that the Mavericks commandeered, and they are sending it out to get us. So yeah, the backstory, a little backstory here while we deal with these guys. At some point after the events of the first Mega Man games, the classic series, Dr. Light created Megaman X, which is the first robot that is able to think and act for himself. And, because Proto Man didn't exist apparently. But anyways, some guy discovered Megaman X and made a whole new bunch of robots based off on him. They called them Reploids, because replica androids. And they all had free will, but the problem with that is that Megaman X was a good boy, but a lot of the other ones weren't. I mean, the story gets a little more deep than that. I'll try to explain it as we go along. But for now, we are fighting Vile. This Boba Fett-looking dude, complete with the mantle or helmet and everything, is a former Maverick Hunter, which is what X is, that turned to evil like everyone else, and he loves killing and blowing things up, as we can see here. And he is invincible, pretty much. I did. And fun thing, in the remake and the PSP remake of this in Maverick Hunter X, you actually have to defeat him to advance the story. So, in this, they're trying to emphasize that, like, oh, X is a little weak, but look at this badass dude that's taking Bile out, pretty much. This is Zero, and he is the coolest dude as far as cool dudes go. Oh, I guess I'm not powerful enough to defeat him. X, you shouldn't expect to defeat him. He is designed to be a war machine. Nah, but seriously, Zero's cool. He's got a lot of backstory to him too that we're gonna cover as we go along. He's saying, you're not at full power yet. If you use all your abilities you were designed with, you should become stronger. Basically saying, toughen up, and you're gonna get okay. And that's really cool, because you can really feel that progression towards the end of the game with all the weapons and all. So anyway, he's gonna go ahead and look for Sigma's fortress. Sigma, if you've never heard of Megaman X, is the leader of the bad guys here. The one that started the Maverick Uprising, which is when Reploids, you know, the robots, were like, oh, humanity sucks, and we don't have to serve them anymore. Anyways, yeah, a little backstory here. So these sentient robots were made based on X's design, and you know, everything was cool, but eventually they decided, because they were basically humans, they decided that, well, like, at least in their judgment, they realized that they have no reason to serve humans. At least initially in this one of the franchise, that's pretty much the only backstory we have, that Sigma was like, you know what, we don't have to serve humans, we're Maverick Hunters, we're basically the police that apprehend and kill other robots, and we don't want to do that anymore, so we're just gonna rebel against humanity and take them out. And that's the story. I mean, there's a lot more to it than that. We'll be covering it up as the games go along, but for now, let's go and look at the 8 bosses we have available for us here. These are Chill Penguin, Launch Octopus, Armored Armadillo, Storm Eagle, Spark Mandrill, Sting Chameleon, Boomer Quanger, and Flame Mammoth. And we have to choose which of them we are going to take out now, so let's get started. And we are going to begin by going after Chill Penguin, because he's not just the easiest, he also gives us something that we really need right now. So first boss, Chill Penguin. He settled in an Arctic base and, you know, started like the whole riot and everything. He used to be in the 17th Elite Unit, which was where Sigma and X were, if I recall correctly, as far as the Maverick Hunters were. And now he is a Maverick too, so let's go fight him. His powers include the Shotgun Ice, which is a scattering chunk of ice, and a Belly Slide, which we're gonna be seeing as we go along. So anyways, this is a pretty good starting stage as far as like picking who you're gonna go after goes. We're gonna be revisiting this, but for now, this is just a regular run because we can't get everything yet. So you might notice that this doesn't play too differently from the regular Mega Man games. I mean, you're just running and shooting for now. We're about to get to a place that marks a huge difference in gameplay from the previous games. Anyways, these things are Baton Bones, they're called. They're basically the bats from the previous game, which, you know, were called Batons from the classic series. But this time they're more skeletonized to show you that this is more hardcore than the predecessor. And, let's go. Now, these little wheelie things are really annoying, because if you hit them once, they fall over, and then they become harder to hit, so you should just get with a charge shot. Or, you know, just get hit by them, whatever. And, oh, that's the other thing this franchise has, is the wall jumping, which is actually a real big game changer, because it added so much more mobility options that weren't there before as far as level design goes. And for some reason, sometimes I can't make this jump. Anyways, let's keep climbing up, and we're about to get the first of a new mechanic that was added in the series, and that I believe is really worth exploring. And it's the inclusion of armor, so here you go. Oh, so you've come. X, I gave you the ability to choose your own path in life. And I hoped the world would allow you to choose a peaceful one. But now it seems that you are destined to fight. Because I thought the world might need a new champion. I have hidden capsules like this one. If you find and use them, you will be able to increase your powers beyond anything the world has ever known. Step into this capsule and receive an acceleration system to boost your speed. Good luck, X. So yeah, this is the first of the armor capsules, which are a staple of the X franchise in particular. And what this does is that it gives you special armor enhancements for X that make him look cooler and also increase his abilities in some way. And for example, this armor piece gives us the ability to dash. This would later on become like a full-on option for your movement in the series, you know, regardless of what armor parts you had, but for now it is a thing that you need to equip and use. And allow me to say, this is one of the best things ever. It gives you this amazing sense of speed, I just love it so much. Like, once you get it, you're just gonna want to dash around everywhere. Also, you notice I'm not charging shots as much as I'm just using the regular buster. I just find it more useful for now. And here we have a ride armor. You know, these things, there's I think one in at least every game, but you don't often get to use them, even though they're so much fun. Like, look at that, you destroy some dude, and there's some more to explore in here, but we can't do anything about it yet. We're gonna have to come back here at a later time. So for now, let's just keep moving. We're almost a Chill Penguin, and we're dashing everywhere. So yeah, it's important that you go do this stage first because it gives you the ability to dash, and that just becomes pivotal as you know, as you progress through the game. So here we're at the boss door, and we are about to face off against Chill Penguin. His abilities include being a penguin, which means he slides around and he slides around. Also, he has this cool hook on the ceiling that he hangs from and creates like a wind current from. But yeah, you're just gonna want to shoot him. Oh, there he goes, the Valley Slide. See, that's what makes him a penguin. If he didn't do that, he wouldn't be a penguin. So anyway, he's a really easy boss. He's got really simple patterns, and as far as his attack goes, it's really hard to actually take damage from him, like from his regular attacks. A lot of the time, you're just gonna collide with him, like because of his jumps and the wind and stuff, more than he's actually gonna hurt you. Also, he sometimes, when he makes like the air current appear, it pushes those statues towards you and those damage you, but there we go. Chill Penguin is a goner. He goes boom, and that's it. So yeah, taking some time to speak about the backstory. Basically, X joined the Maverick Hunters, because what happens is some of the robots that began turning evil began being called Mavericks, which literally just means irregulars, because they were acting irregularly. And the Maverick Hunters was a task force that was created specifically to destroy them, right? So it was composed of like these really strong guys like X and Zero and all of the bosses in this game, because they used to be hunters, all of them, and Vile. And Sigma, who was the commander, and he was like this really swell guy, like really cool, caring, worried about his men, responsible, all that. And then one day he suddenly just decided we don't need humanity anymore, and rebelled. But X was like, oh, but we should live peacefully, and justice is the important thing, and you know, robot revolutions are not an act of justice, so I'm gonna fight you. And that's how X and Zero began this little campaign against their former comrades to take them out. So yeah, Chill Penguin, defeating him actually makes some changes occur in some stages, and he gives you the shotgun eyes, which you can use to freeze enemies. Now, we would go after Spark Mandrill next if you're going by the order of boss weaknesses, which is how we normally play Mega Man games. But we're gonna make a quick detour through Storm Eagle's stage, because he's got something we want, and we are gonna go get it. And there's Storm Eagle. And there is Storm Eagle. He has taken over, I believe it's either an air base or a missile base. I know the remake makes it a missile base, but here it's just a regular airfield, I think. And right off the bat, there's a special upgrade we can collect here, so keep an eye out for it. We're just gonna take these things out, and then when we're at the peak of the jump, dash jump over here, and we land on the top of this control tower, and we have a heart tank. The first of a new set of additions to this franchise added, which is the ability to increase your life energy, like the amount of health you have, through the collection of these special items, and there is one hidden in each stage. I think throughout the entire series there's always one per stage that you can physically collect, because there's some you can get via upgrades at a later point. And you know, this is what we're doing now. So yeah, our boss in this area is Storm Eagle. Former Maverick Hunter, really cool guy, really honorable fellow, you know, bound by his code and everything. And the deal with him was that when Sigma rebelled, Storm Eagle went to fight him, because he was like, oh, well, Sigma's evil and I'm a hunter. But Sigma defeated him, and when Sigma defeated him, Storm Eagle said like, oh, well, there's no hope, I'm not strong enough, I'm just gonna join him. It might not make a lot of sense, but I think it's interesting to see that among the ranks in Sigma's army there was at least one dude that was like, oh, well, you know, this is not okay. His weapon is the Storm Tornado, which is this powerful blast of wind, basically, and it knocks things back. At least it knocks you back. It's like a really powerful whirlwind, but you're gonna see how we can put it to use once we get it from him, which is the entire reason I'm coming after him first. Well, partly. Also, if you saw me climb up there in that other tower that I broke the glass and stepped into, that's a sub-tank. It's basically an improvement over the E-tanks in the previous game in a sense. These are multiple uses, you know, because the E-tanks normally they refill their life once. These you can use as many times as you want, but you need to charge them. And in order to charge them, you need to collect health when your health is full so that it stores in the sub-tank. The sub-tank is sort of a reserve health bar that you can, you know, activate at will. But you need to charge it. And anyway, there's these propane tanks that you can blow up with your buster. I think these ones have an extra life inside them, which is handy, but ultimately not really a lot to write home about unless you die a lot. You just shoot them enough, they blow up, and there it is, an extra life. So let's collect it and move on. And next up, however, this is what we're really coming after. Watch this. Okay, we step up here, and we go down here, and you see this. You see there's a ledge up here with some propane tanks. Now that we have the ability to dash, we can dash jump. But, you know, by dashing and jumping at the same time, you do a dash jump, which is this thing here, and it lets you go farther, and from that, we can pop these propane tanks, and inside we're going to find another upgrade capsule. And this capsule gives us the helmet upgrade, which really just looks cool, because it says it allows you to break some ceilings with a head, but this has no use. I think you use it like once to get another upgrade part, and then in a specific section of the game where rocks are falling on your head, it protects you from them. But I think that's literally all it does. So, you know, it's nothing special, but it completes the cool look of the armor, and you need it to get the other armor pieces. So, you know, we have that. So anyway, now that we have collected everything in this stage pretty much, we have the sub-tank, the hard tank, and the armor upgrade, we can go ahead and fight Storm Eagle. So anyway, when Storm Eagle reveled, he took command of a specific airship that we're gonna see in just a moment. If the metal dies, there we go. It's amazing how metals are still a thing. This is supposed to take place 100 years after the regular X series, and yet metals are still just really common robots. Oh, took a little damage there. These things cannot knock you down into like bottomless pits and kill you instantly. They're really annoying. So yeah, here we go. This is the airship that Storm Eagle took control of. It's the Death Rogamer, it's called. Rogamer. Anyways, this is where Vile was, if you notice. And we're about to board it and destroy it, because part of our mission is to secure the skies and defeat Storm Eagle. Now, you might be noticing I haven't used Chill Penguin's weapon yet. Well, you're gonna see us use it later. For now, we're just gonna face off against good old Storm Eagle, and we blew up the Death Rogamer. It is now on a collision curse, and Storm Eagle has come down to face us himself. So yeah, he's my favorite boss in this game design-wise, and you can notice that he's trying to knock you off the plane with the airship with his these gusts of wind. This is what makes facing him without the dash dangerous, and why you have to go get Chill Penguin first, so that you can, you know, actually have a chance against him, because otherwise he is really strong. Now he's gonna try and dive bomb you every now and then. You can hit him when he's doing that, so, you know, if it bothers you, you can just do that. Sometimes he does it more than once, like here, and you can pretty much just shoot him anytime he's coming down if you're close enough to him. He's a really easy boss to take down, especially once you have the ability to dash. I think I'm taking him down without the boots too once, but it's not a common thing. So anyway, he's coming back down, we'll shoot him. This is a really quick battle too. Well, not as quick. It's longer than Chill Penguin, but as you can see, we're almost done with him. So, you know, just shoot him. And he's done for. That's it. Storm Eagle is now history. And here comes the special weapon we get from defeating him, which is one of the most useful things you can have around, so let's go. And we get equipped with the Storm Tornado. Now, you didn't get to see him use it. For some reason he didn't use it during this fight. What it does is that it knocks you back, like with a lot of force, that it knocks you off the airship. But, you know, I guess he didn't feel like showing us that move. So anyways, now that we have the Storm Tornado, we can go after Flame Mammoth. Which actually, defeating Chill Penguin helps us against him too. But right now we're gonna go after Spark Mandrill. Or wait, no, actually, yeah, let's go after Flame Mammoth first, so you can see what I mean when I speak of some stage changes happening. And also because he's weak to the Storm Tornado and the next upgrade is here, so we might as well just go get everything. Okay, and we have equipped the Storm Tornado, and you're about to see it wreak havoc. See that? That's how powerful it is. It costs one little bar of ammo, and it kills everything. I think it deals damage per frame, and it's really strong, so it kind of just destroys everything. Anyway, defeating Chill Penguin, this is supposed to be like a really hot molten metal down here, and defeating Chill Penguin freezes it over for some reason, so you can just walk through it and under the conveyor belts, and that saves you a lot of the trouble of fighting some of these guys. But it has another use. Anyway, you see those blocks up here? Those are the blocks that we can destroy with the helmet. So what you're supposed to do here is to make a jump right off the edge of the platform, and you're gonna grab a hold like this, and I messed it up. Well darn. Now I can't get up there. Alright, so sometimes that happens and it fails. You really gotta cling to it for dear life. We'll come back to get it later. It's not even that important. I mean, if you're a completionist it might be, and we're gonna aim for it later. But it's something that we'll eventually gonna get anyway, so don't worry yourself too much about it. So we collect the heart tank, and we got, you know, a life increase, and then we just shoot these miner bots here, or builder bots, whatever they are. I love that they have, like, the handlebar mustache on them. Like, whoever designed them put a handlebar on them for some reason. That's kind of cool. Anyway, as you can see, the Storm Tornado just cleans house. I might just say it's the strongest weapon in the entire series verbatim. I mean, there's the Metal Blade, but you can't really compare it to this. This is just so much more. So yeah, we blow up these things with our legs, because the legs also break blocks, and there we go. We have the sub-tank for this stage. We have the hard tank and the sub-tank, and we couldn't get the final upgrade that we needed the helmet for, because for some reason it was being a dummy, but you know, we'll come back for it. Also, as you can see, the clip size for this thing is absurdly healthy. Like, they're almost never gonna run out, and it cleans everything. Once you get this, you don't need to use the buster. You just shoot this and kill everything. Yeah, so funny story, this is actually one of the first games I ever recall playing it, and the Super NES. I sucked horribly at it, because I was a little kid. I must have been like 3 or 4 when I first picked up a controller and grabbed this. And X4, because X4 was also out around that time. So, you know, a lot of things were really confusing to me, because it was like, oh... Because when you're a kid, you don't really make the distinction, I guess, between numbers in the franchise. Like, I was like, oh, and when I was playing like this one, I was like, oh, where's Zero? Why can't I play as him? Like, that kind of thing. But yeah, so this is, as you can tell, this is a franchise that I have decades of experience playing. So I'm hoping I'm putting on a good show, you know, for you all watching. So yeah, here's Flame Mammoth. Flame Mammoth was a Maverick Hunter assigned to the Middle East, and he was known for being kind of a bully, really. And well, when Sigma started the coup, he was like, oh, well, why not just, you know, go and kill everyone, because it's what I do best. So yeah, he's very proud of his strength and his size, and he loves to look down and smash anyone weaker than him, but that's done with, because he is dead. So yeah, Flame Mammoth is out of the way. And by defeating him, we are going to get the Fire Wave. Here, watch. You get the Fire Wave. Yeah, this is the other really powerful weapon. The Storm Tornado and the Fire Wave are absurdly powerful, but the Fire Wave is sort of short-ranged, whereas the Storm Tornado has that ridiculous range going for it. So yeah, now that we have the Fire Wave, we're actually going to take a quick trip back to Chill Penguin stage, because there is something that we need to collect here. So I hope you're ready. It's not going to take too long, because then we have the Storm Tornado and the leg upgrade. So you know, we should be able to do okay. That little confirmation bleep was that we just filled out our first sub-tank, so let's hope we can fill out the other one as well. See this? This is power. Such a good weapon. And I think they actually nerfed it in the Maverick Hunter X remake for PSP, probably because it was that strong. I remember they shortened the ammo count for it, I think. Probably so you wouldn't, like, people would stop exploiting and abusing it to that level. And the best part is, it's sort of like a protective barrier, because you can just leave it there, and it's gonna stay there and keep hitting things. So you lay it here, and everything that comes from above just gets hit. Really practical thing to have, really useful. If you don't get hit. Anyways, let's keep going. This is where the leg parts used to be. As you notice, the capsule is now gone. So, you know, we have that. And, yeah, we're just gonna do a quick roundup of things we lost, and then we're gonna call it an episode, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So for now, let's focus on getting the heart tank. Oh, I spoiled what it was. Well, never mind then. Okay, so we break this here, and then we jump with the armor, and we jump off the armor while it's in the air in order to use it as a boost for us to jump higher. And you find this igloo here. Normally you can't really break them. Oh, forgot they spawn enemies. But if you use the Fire Wave, it blows up, and then you can go in and collect the heart tank. So that's a health upgrade for us, and now we can use the escape unit to get out of here. And we are heading on back to Flame Mammoth stage to collect the upgrade we were missing. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, and here we are. Let's try this again, shall we? Stand at the very edge. The very, very edge. Damn it. Okay, the very edge, and you dash jump. Yeah, you might not always get it at the first try. That's normal, don't worry. It actually always takes me a really long time to get it. See? But you can do it. You keep jumping, and you keep jumping, and you don't give up jumping, and we failed. Well, it's just not my day for this. Darn. Okay, and yeah, you can't really get up there anymore, I think. Once you mess that up, you're just locked out of it for good, I think. Yeah, well, I'll be darned. We're gonna have to try this again. Okay, here we are. Let's try this again, shall we? Man, this is easily, like, the hardest upgrade to get in this particular game. It's just... I mean, out of all of them, there's just 4, but it's so frustrating. Because it requires you to have, like, a certain momentum and a certain everything. Oh, man. It's hard. It's hard to get. There we go, there we go. We did it. We did it, boys. And girls. And we're up here. Oh, that was tense. Took less tries than I expected. I was honestly expecting to screw up a little more. But yeah, this capsule contains a part that will increase the capabilities of your X-Buster. So yeah, we equip this and we can boost our Buster's power. So, you know, let's just step into the capsule and get it now. And there we go. Our arms are gonna turn white now, like the armor piece. And we now have a more powerful Buster. So you step aside and you charge your shots, and now you get a new charge level. And you let it loose and it's this really powerful, like, pink spiral shot. It's really strong, but what's really important about it is supposed to be that it allows you to charge your weapons like this. Which is, well, it's sort of useful. I mean, it's not amazing, but you can put it to some creative uses. I mean, honestly, out of the weapons we have right now, none of them is particularly spectacular for this. But, you'll see what I mean later on. So yeah, that's about all we can get for now, and we have rounded up everything. So I'm gonna, you know, call it an episode here, wrap it up here, and I'll see you guys next episode. We've got 5 Mavericks left to take down, plus the final stages. I'm hoping you all come along for the ride, because this is a game that means a lot to me. So, you know, it's glad to have someone keeping me company for it. And well, as always, thank you for watching, I really do appreciate it, and if you stuck around this long, thank you for your audience, and have a good evening.